Oh, good morning, all you lovely people out there. First of all, thank you to everybody who attended the live last night. Took a bit of while to get things right with the cameras ballsing up. Don't quite know what happened, but they all seem to be working this morning. Just some glitch, I would presume, as Heather said. But yeah, very enjoyable live, varying topics. We discussed quite a lot of stuff, had a bit of a giggle along the way. And that's the way lives should be. It is, after all, a catch-up with friends midweek, more than anything else. But yesterday, as I said, it was the first PM queues after the summer recess. And what an absolute fucking farce it was. Oh, my chair's dropped. Don't know what goes wrong with these office chairs. They're a piece of shit, aren't they? Especially these cheap ones. Yeah, absolute bag of shite. I mean, I lost count of the amount of times that Starmer mentioned a £22 billion black hole. This is their go-to phrase at the moment, I think. But funny enough, when you look at it, it was nearly as many times as he called Roland, old Sunak, the Prime Minister still. He just kept calling him Mr. Prime Minister. What an absolute fucking dickhead. But obviously the big one was the publication of the Grenfell inquiry. Very damning indeed, as we knew it was going to be. And there was no surprises there, really. It just confirmed what people have said over the last few years. Since the disaster, obviously, a lot of it's been looked into. And with the evidence, there is a very good chance the same thing could happen all over again elsewhere. In fact, it very nearly did. Last week, I think it was. And nothing's being done about it. I mean, anything that involves the loss of life now, it seems the government doesn't give a shit. And I don't mean just this one. I mean the last one as well. You know, we had the pandemic. There was a huge loss of life surrounding that. Not as huge as they say, or they reported, but yes, quite a few lives were lost nonetheless. Many that were put down to government failings. We still have now a seriously worrying number of access deaths still, since it all happened. This is something that seems to be escaping the mainstream media still. It's not mentioned by them, it's not mentioned by the shit shower anymore, but they are still happening. In very worrying numbers. I haven't looked at the exact numbers lately, but then we have the huge rise of stabbings resulting in deaths. We're seeing this more and more. It's on the up. And more worrying about it is the fact that a majority of these that are killed in this way are women and children. Not widely reported, but this seems to be happening more and more around certain majorities in this country. And the government seem to be doing fuck all about it, as the police. Now, with more and more, they keep calling them irregular migrants. They're not. They're channel paddlers. They're illegal migrants coming across the channel. What's being done about that? I mean, look at this. This is a boat leaving the French beach. No real effort from the French police to stop them, as you can see. They just can't be bothered. Now, that many people on a beach, you'd notice, and you'd have a force there ready to deal with it. But then the French are escorting them. They're letting them get in the boats, obviously, you can see that. But then the French are escorting them from basically waist deep water to the middle of the channel, where the British boats take over along with the RNLI. Now, we've paid the French, I think it's around 500 million now, to put a stop to this. It really does boil my piss when I see something like that. Still nothing is done. Personally, I think we should get that 500 million back. There's no attempt to stop the boats from either side. That is clearly visible from there. You can see in that clip there was an inflatable that was basically escorting them from very shallow water. From there they move out into deep water, where you could clearly see a French Coast Guard vessel waiting to escort them further. This country is being invaded, and it's a fucking taxpayer funded invasion, and we are being destroyed from within by our own people. And no matter how loud we shout, no matter how much we kick up, nothing is done to stop it. And then on top of that, we've got the loss of pensioners that is quite possible this winter if we have a harsh winter, because they won't have the money to pay for heating. That's gone to pay a huge pay rise for the greedy train drivers. And to be honest, the way the rail service has been over the years in this country, I would have preferred to see their fucking money reduced, not put up. You know, the service is screwed, it's never worked properly, and it's nothing to do with the drivers or their wages. It's never been value for money. It's just a rip-off service. But I'm going to leave it there for today, folks, because I can feel my blood pressure getting a little bit elevated again, as I do over things like this. I think it's more frustration than anything about not seeing anything being done about it all. But who am I? I'm just a little guy sat in front of the camera talking to you guys, and none of us get taken into account by any of these in the shit shower in power. But I'll leave it there for today, folks. But thank you for dropping in again. I probably will be doing a video tomorrow, and don't forget, Mrs. W hopefully will be live again tomorrow night. So until that happens, as always, stay strong. No, I got it wrong. First time in ages I got it wrong. Stay safe, stay strong, and stay free. Respects, people.